Everybody, my third video of the day, my second history video. I just uploaded a song from Dendel not too long ago. Might have one more coming from her, but I couldn't really decide if I want to talk about ancient Turkey or ancient America today, so I just decided to talk about both. This is just a little nugget of a story coming from ancient America. This is Franklin, North Carolina, right down here. And as we zoom in here, close to the river, there is an ancient mound. I don't think they've really determined how old this mound is, but it's always been here in the middle of the city. And there's been just a little bit of controversy about this place, but here it is, right down here in this developed area. Here is a sign at the base of the mound. It says, "This mound marks the site of an old Cherokee town, Nikwasi. There was a council here involving Sir Alexander Cumming with the Indians that led to a treaty here in 1730. But that is just the base of the mound. The base of the mound that you can actually see, but they did some ground penetrating radar here and they realized this mound was much bigger at one time. The base of the mound is found 2 meters below the surface here. So that is how some of these mounds can be a little deceptive on how big they are, because they start 2 meters or maybe 6 or 7 feet under the ground. The base of them does. Just the course of time and flooding and other things has taken its toll on this mound. Here you can see it when it's much larger than it is today. This photo comes from 1937. There's a classic old car there on the right. I will leave a few websites below, but here is one, Nikwasi Initiative. This is an excellent website here. They have a diagram of what they think this place may look like, some old drawings, an old postcard here. You can tell it's a lot bigger back then. I believe this photo comes from almost 100 years ago. Here's one from 1937, but they put up some new signage. There has been some improvements to get this history out there in the general area. Here's a ceremony. I believe that was the mayor of the town right there. Here is a very telling diagram. It says an artist's conception of the shrinking mound over time. This very bottom mound is what we see today. This second layer here, or this second mound, is what it was in the 18th century. And then in ancient times, this is what they think it looked like, with a chief's house or something at the top of it here. But that is very telling. But here you can see the mound starts about 2 meters down from the current ground level right there. So a lot of these mounds are still under the ground and can be detected by LiDAR and other things. Here is one of the stories on the controversy coming from the mound. This is a little over 2 years old, debunking the origins of the Nikwasi Mound. They were trying to determine if this was an actual Cherokee mound or a Creek mound, or it seems like they had a little bit of an argument here, and it seems the ancestors of these people might have been the ones putting in this mound. But how long ago? This mound has never been excavated ever. So how old is this mound? Do we actually know? Can we even guess? Well, I'm not so sure. Here's a photo from the mound coming from almost 60 years ago, and there is a report of a ramp coming up this side of it. And you get a little bit of a hint of it right there, but this mound today is nothing like it once was. Here's a story coming from December 2019. Nikwasi Mound, Franklin's oldest structure, may soon become its newest attraction. But there is the 15-foot tall mound, nowadays estimated to be 1,000 years old, and that's just a guess, because this mound has never been excavated. Who knows what's at the bottom of this place? Here is a story coming from about 9 years ago. Herbicide put on Nikwasi Mound. Town workers sprayed herbicide on the Nikwasi Mound in the town of Franklin, leaving dead brown grass, as shown in this photo taken on May 5th, 2012. And that upset a lot of people. Here is another look at the mound with the dead brown grass. Should we have sprayed poison on a sacred site? Should we spray poison in our yards and neighborhoods where our families hang out, just so little yellow flowers won't grow? Sometimes we are a pretty screwed up society. Here's a story coming from Monday, May 6, 2019. Franklin leaders okay transfer of ownership of Cherokee historic site to Nikwasi Initiative. Let's just take a listen.
But first tonight, new information. Franklin town leaders unanimously approved the transfer of the title of an ancient Cherokee mound to a nonprofit.
It happened despite many people in the community urging the council not to do it. News 13's Stephanie Satostasi joins us now.
And Stephanie, explain what this deed transfer will mean to the community.
Well, it essentially creates a mound co-ownership between Franklin, Macon County, the tribe, and Mainspring Conservation Trust. That group of people, now known as the Nikwasi Initiative, a nonprofit some in the community say doesn't deserve to be the owners of the Nikwasi Mound deed.
You act as if it is yours to do with as you please, including giving it away, but it is not yours to give away.
Betty Wallace, just one of several residents standing before the Franklin Town Council Monday night, making it clear why she's opposed to them transferring ownership of the Nikwasi Mound.
The Nikwasi Mound is not yours to give away. It is ours for you to have and to hold in trust for us. And we beseech you to do your ethical duty.
She's also one of 5 people who have filed a lawsuit in district court. The suit stating the council is trying to give away property that doesn't belong to them.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Melissa Callahan Hall feels the same way.
This deed was never meant to be tampered with. His intent was to preserve it.
Despite several efforts to try to change council's mind,
All in favor?
they voted unanimously to approve the transfer of the deed.
Well, I'm glad that we got a unanimous vote from the board. Many eyes are upon us locally and nationally.
The Nikwasi Mound's a special gathering place to the Cherokee. However, the tribe lost control of it 200 years ago in a broken treaty. Franklin residents and kids raised money and saved it from development back in 1946. Now, the mound will be deeded over to the nonprofit Nikwasi Initiative as a compromise. Bob McCullum's a member of that initiative.
Shows the willingness of the town after 73 years of possession of the deed. They're willing to let other people come to the table. Now we have 4 parties that we can go after grant funds that the town can't go for. We can do things there that the town just hasn't had the finances to do in the past.
I just thought this was an interesting video to do. This mound has shrank a lot over time, maybe only half the height of what it was originally. Looks a lot different probably today, just a remnant of it. Here is a look when it was a little larger, covered in growth. Pic from 1937. I will leave these links below if you want to look into this controversy and how they treated this mound. But another interesting story coming from ancient America. This is Franklin, North Carolina. That is the Nikwasi Mound today, viewed in the middle of that neighborhood, right by a little bend in the river, like a lot of these ancient America sites are. If you are from this nearby area, let me know if you've ever driven past it. But that's another ancient America story for you. Hope you thought that was cool, and you all have a very nice day.